All right, part two. My camera keeps cutting off on me once I get past that hour mark type of stuff. But anyway, the second thing is that the reason why getting a drum kit for me is so important for my recording is it gives me the complete band. I can simulate the bass for now, but I'll eventually get a real bass to record with. I've got lots of guitars. Yes, I want that 7-string, but there's no point in me buying the 7-string until I have a drum to put some good heavy beats to do, because the 7-string just can't stand on its own. You know what I mean? Well, it can, but not if you want to play metal, right? So that's what I want the 7-string for. But the 7-string is way out of my price range right now. So the second kit I was looking at was, so like the Ludwig compact kit, I can't remember the model number, was the one kit. The other two kits are the Pearl Roadshow series, and there's a whole bunch, and they go between $500 and $600 between the 4-piece kit, 5-piece kit, and 6-piece kit. Which, if you're going to be a rock drummer, that's probably the no-brainer, to go for a new kit. It's full size, everything like that. It's got the heavy toms. You'll get a lot of powerful sounds out of it. There's another kit. It's a little more out of my price range, called, and it's by PDP, and it's called the New Yorker. And it's really cool looking. It's a 4-piece kit, but it seems to sound really, really good. It's more like a jazz kit than a power rock kit, but the lime green one is just really, really cool. It comes with a cymbal. It comes with the hi-hat and all that, and everything. Like the floor, one floor tom, one tom, whatever, and a good basic starter kit, right? But also a good gigging kit because it's nice and small, compact. Good sound, really good sound out of it, but now you're getting into like near the $700, like the $600 range, right? And it's kind of at the $600 range you can get a 5-piece kit, so you know what I mean. And then of course there's the Mapex Tornado, and there's other brands out there. They all have every major brand has these kind of starter kits. And the Mapex Tornado, what I like about that is I'll have Mapex hardware, which means when I upgrade to the other Mapex, if I can get it before the model goes out of date, I'll be laughing because then I'll have a de facto double bass drum, as long as I pick two same bass drums, so that even though it won't be a road kit from a recording, I don't care if I have two mixed matched kits. If I can double them up, I've got two bass drums. Having two of the same tom, two sets of the same toms might not be a good idea, but you can get the same bass drum and have two of the same bass drums and 4 different toms. That's a nice kit, and that's a really nice kit. But we'll see where I end up. But I'm going to start somewhere, and I don't mind starting off. Even for metal, I could do a 4-piece kit. It's just to get my Thunder, I'll have to get a double bass pedal at some point. Maybe that'll be the first upgrade. Who knows, right? But to have new skins tuned up on a cheaper drum kit, it's still going to sound good enough that how well I play is going to be more important. So before I even buy a drum kit, I'm probably going to have a couple of weeks. I don't anticipate getting the drum kit before, say, middle of January at the earliest, right? And I want to get it before the spring, because once I get into the spring, I'm going to be working again full time kind of thing. And I'm just not going to have the time, the opportunities to play the drum kit's not going to be there as much. But I've already got my beats worked out that I want to do. I do air drumming with the sticks, working on my stick handling right now. I got to get some practice pads soon just so I can, kind of do that. Get the beats all sorted out. And I'm going to basically do at least 30 songs. So 30 basically composed songs of drums, okay? Because I already got the guitar in my head of what this song is going to sound like. And then, okay, well, what kind of drums do I need to go to that? Okay, I'll record the drum track first using the metronome on silent, just so my timing is as good as it can be. I'll record it with one mic, which will be good enough for now. And then I can have 10 composed songs, bass, drums, guitar, vocals, everything. And then you'll get that. And then the next one after that will be instrumentals, which I like doing instrumentals, another 10. And that'll be another album. So every 10 songs will be typically an album. There'll be a folk album, there'll be a metal album, and then whenever I can afford the 7-string guitar, You know, like I don't want to buy cheap equipment too much. The drums, because I know like cheap drums played well in tune sound very good. You can record with them. Everybody thinks you have to spend $1,000 and $1,500 to get a good drum kit. Those drum kits will be, you know, better, but it's the nuances of them that are better. But really, what makes a good drum kit is the customization of it, right? So over time, I will be picking up all kinds of drums. Things going to look like a spaceship. So in like 5 years, I got like, you know, a $6,000 drum kit, and you know, need not want after that. But the thing isn't going to move anywhere. You know what I mean? Like I'm not going to be gigging with this thing unless I'm getting $1,000 a gig, because it's a pain in the ass to move that many drums. You know, let alone 4 nights a week. Yeah, it's like it's the one thing you hate about drums is that's why the singer and the keyboard player have it easy. You know what I mean? They got one cable, one amp at the most, or a mic cable and a cable and a mic and a stand. That's it. You know, I'll move my equipment, you move yours, right? The drummer loses on that one all the time. But nonetheless, something I'm looking forward to, and the reason why I wanted to have the discussion on it is that I thought it was something interesting to talk about, but it was also something interesting to get into because, look, this new world that we're going into is a very dystopic one. And like all renaissances, they always come out of the Renaissance in an art form. Pick an art form, whether it's rock and roll, whether it was jazz and blues, whether it was classical music. It didn't really matter what it was. It's people get sick and tired of the gloom and doom, and they need inspiration. Is what happens. So I want to put my songs into a positive message going forward, kind of like life lesson kind of songs in some of them. I don't want to do anything political in my songs, obviously, if I can help it. But I want, you know, like right hand path style songs, stuff that uplifts you. Ambient music, I can start to do that now to a degree. The ambient music guitar thing is kind of interesting because that would work better with a keyboard, I think, which is something I have on the list, but I need the drums before the keyboard. Now, I could get a keyboard and use the drums off of it, but it's the same problem when you're programming drums. You never quite get the sound you want. There's a tractor coming up the road. Yeah, I hear it too, Goof. Oh, it's my uncle. Where's he up to? No, my cousin. My cousin stole my uncle's tractor. Cool. Now, where would he? Oh, I know where he's going. He's going Christmas tree hunting. As usually what happens is he comes back with a big ass tree on the front of the tractor. All right, good for him. But anyway, yeah, so before the video cuts off again, wherever it cuts off, I'll just leave the discussion there. But I think that as a multi-musician, multi-instrumentalist, guitar player first, you really enjoy picking up new instruments. Piano is going to be fun if I can ever get a place to put the piano, you know, that the piano's, you know, safe and dry and stuff like that. Because I'd love to do like acoustic videos of just playing an acoustic piano and just singing along with it. I've seen some people do some really incredible stuff that way. One of my favorite pianists right now, is a Russian chick named Gizmazda. I don't know what Gizmazda means, but in Russian, but unless that's her name or last name or something, I don't know, or maybe that means pianist. I don't know, whatever it could mean. But she does like these covers of like heavy metal songs on the piano, and she's just fascinating to watch. She's easy on the eyes. That doesn't hurt either. But it's just like her talent is really, really good. And it's like, okay, now if she could sing on top of that, it would be like blown away. You know what I mean? So like that's the kind of stuff that I want to see, right? And when I look at a drums or guitar, what would I want to see on stage? Like, what would I want to hear? You know what I mean? And if you approach your playing like that, it keeps it exciting. I think that's the number one rule of recording. If you don't want to listen to your own recordings, why would somebody else, right? So you're going to do a lot of recordings, just getting through the process, And it's stuff that you'll record it once, you'll never listen to it again. I do that a lot, whatever. And it's like, okay, but I'd like to record something that I listen to, become a fan of. You know what I mean? And I think what's holding me back is just I record stuff with electronic drums in the same beat from the beginning of the song to the end of the song. And it's like, okay, it's neat and all. It sounds good, but like I want to hear like a song written the way Extreme would write a song, like Play With Me or something like that, or Decadence Dance, something like that. I want to hear something like that, really funky, or Get the Funk Out. You know what I mean? I want to hear something like that. I want to hear, like a Killer Van Halen style, Alex Van Halen kind of drum solo, and that kind of stuff. I want to hear like the Hot for Teacher stuff. I want to hear Painkiller from Judas Priest. I want to compose songs like that, so when you listen to it, like, you just get crazy, like Slave to the Grind from Skid Row or something like that. Like, you just go nuts with it. Dio, whatever. Dragon Force, through the fire and the flames. I want, that's a whole new level. I would like to get something as heavy as Periphery, even though I'm not the biggest Periphery fan. I like their stuff. When you're into that really heavy industrial heavy metal, they're really cool. Mark Holcomb, I think, is a phenomenal guitar player. I'm more a fan of him as a guitar player than I am of the band. And the guy knows how to get a custom guitar built. Like, it's just like, yeah, that guitar will do the job. You know what I mean? I want to be as raunchy as and as catchy as like Guns N' Roses. I want songs that people are going to listen to over and over and over again. Or even like Kiss. I know right now there's a little controversy with, everything going on in the world and people's opinions and stuff like that, but I still love the music. And they have over 200 albums. If you add up all the bootlegs, the live stuff, the studio albums, the solo, they have over 200. And what Gene Simmons, something he said that was really stuck with me a long time ago was, they never played bars. I don't think they've ever played a bar. They just rented halls and then sold tickets. And I've done that routine too in bands. In fact, the biggest crowd I ever played in front of it was 5,000 people, which, okay, might not be anything to the big rock stars, but for somebody like me, like, my two biggest crowds was 1,500 and I think maybe 1,500 and for sure, and then around 5,000. And that was really cool. And we were playing originals in front of the 5,000. The 1,500 was all covers. That was my first gig. That was really cool. Not everybody was paying attention, but they were there and they counted, right? The 5,000 people were there for the music, and we were the opening act, and that was really cool. Played in crowds of 350, many crowds of 30, whatever, 70 people, whatever, 80 people. I played my violin in front of 150 people one night. The talking noise was, they couldn't get my violin loud enough, otherwise it would have been an epic show. It's too bad it wouldn't have been louder, because like one guy was like, it's too bad that would have been louder, because that was really epic what you just did there. But it just couldn't get the mic close enough to the violin. It was whatever. It would have been better with my electric violin that night. Anyway, I got to end the discussion. My dad's home. But yeah, so the music is coming along. I'm going to be writing all kinds of music. But to complete the circle of the band, I need the drummers, and I will be getting drums. And I'll also be doing some drum stuff. I'm going to kind of see if I can recapture my old skills that I learned in the drums. And I'm going to get very technical with it, because again, I want it to be good, and I want to be good, and I don't want to pick up bad habits right from the get-go. So anyway, I'll leave it at that. So all links down below if you'd like to help support the channel. I know this is off topic. Most people like the gloom and doom stuff, but we got to start living our lives, guys. Just because, there's a pock the light out there doesn't mean, we could be in gloom and doom all the time. It's a good idea to pick up a hobby, stuff like that. Follow my journey on it. It'll get your mind off the serious stuff and you'll enjoy it. So next to that, rate, subscribe, share, comment, like. Be true to yourself, be true to others. Always hit up all my links, including my professional Canadian Beaver Walker link, because that's where you'll see most of the drum stuff. That link will be down below. Next to that, rate, subscribe, share, comment, like. Be true to yourself, be true to others. Always do the right thing. Have yourselves a great day.